Because as Taylor says, a friend to all is a friend to none.
Yes, she does. I love that song.
Same.
There's a certain electricity in the air when Taylor Swift's name makes the rounds in the media. For over a decade, her life has been an open book, albeit one where the author controls the story with a deft, poetic hand. Fans and critics alike have pored over every lyric, every Instagram post, every paparazzi snapshot, searching for clues about her relationships, heartbreaks, and rebirths. But of all her love stories, perhaps none has been as quietly captivating as her 6-year relationship with British actor Joe Alwyn. Their romance was a masterclass in privacy, a sharp contrast to the open book ethos that made Taylor a global icon. And then, in the spring of 2023, the book quietly closed. No public statements, no joint interviews, just a subtle shift, a change in lyrics, a new face in the crowd. As Taylor's world spun forward, alighting next on Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, speculation about her split with Alwyn became a cottage industry for pop culture sleuths. But for Alwyn, the story was different. He chose silence, choosing to let the world speculate while he rebuilt his life away from the spotlight. That silence finally broke in January 2025 when Alwyn sat down with The Guardian for a rare, candid interview. For the first time, he offered a glimpse into his world after Taylor, a world still colored by the aftermath of their breakup, but no longer defined by it. His words were measured, grounded, and striking in their simplicity. He wanted the world to move on. "That's something for other people to do," he said, brushing aside the idea that his past with Swift should remain a topic of endless fascination. "We're talking about something that's a while ago now in my life." It was a statement that seemed to echo across the pop culture landscape, a gentle but firm boundary, an invitation to let go. For many, it was the first time Alwyn had truly spoken for himself, rather than as a character in Taylor's songs or a figure in tabloid headlines. So how did he survive the maelstrom of speculation and public scrutiny? The answer, it turns out, was refreshingly human. Alwyn didn't dwell on heartbreak or bitterness. Instead, he leaned on the people who mattered most, his close friends, his family, his real-life experiences. He talked about the importance of living from the inside out, refusing to let the outside noise dictate his sense of self. It's a lesson that anyone who's ever felt exposed or vulnerable can relate to, and it's perhaps why his story resonates so strongly with fans who have experienced heartbreak themselves. While Alwyn was finding his footing in private, Taylor Swift was stepping into the brightest spotlight of her career. Her relationship with Travis Kelce was a seismic shift, not just in her personal life, but in the way she shared that life with the world. Suddenly, Taylor was everywhere, on the sidelines at NFL games, in playful TikTok videos, in song lyrics that seemed to wink at her new romance. The contrast couldn't have been more striking. 4 years, Taylor and Joe had been the model of discretion, rare appearances, cryptic Instagram posts, lyrics that hinted but never confirmed. Now, Swift wasn't just hinting, she was celebrating. Every move she and Kelce made became headline news. Date nights in New York, sideline celebrations, candid snapshots, each one dissected by fans and critics alike. The relationship became a pop culture phenomenon, a modern love story lived in real time. Meanwhile, Alwyn's world remained quieter, more introspective. In an earlier interview with the Sunday Times, he reflected on the unique challenges of ending a long-term relationship under the world's gaze. It wasn't the breakup itself that was so unusual, he admitted. It was the fact that every private moment was suddenly public property. "You're giving everyone a front-row seat to your heartbreak," he said. For Alwyn, the only way forward was to put his energy into the things that truly mattered: his work, his friendships, his family. He refused to let the narrative be written by anyone but himself. As Swift's new romance blossomed, speculation about the reasons for her split with Alwyn reached fever pitch. Was her new album, The Tortured Poets Department, inspired by their breakup? Was every lyric a coded message about their time together? Alwyn, for his part, wanted no part in the speculation. He made it clear he was uninterested in reliving the past or chasing headlines. Instead, he focused on new projects, new roles, and the relationships that existed away from the camera's lens. For longtime fans, the shift in Taylor's approach to love was jarring. The once secretive, subtle relationship with Alwyn was replaced by a love story lived out loud. Public displays of affection, playful social media banter, and a willingness to let the world in. This was a new kind of Taylor, one who seemed to have found freedom and openness. For Alwyn, the only way forward was to maintain his privacy, to guard his heart, and to build a life defined by meaning rather than spectacle. As the headlines continued, Taylor and Travis at award shows, viral moments on TikTok, romantic getaways chronicled by the press, Alwyn's rare statements stood as a quiet counterpoint. He was determined to define himself by his own choices, not by the stories others wanted to tell about him. In a world obsessed with visibility, his commitment to privacy became a statement in itself. For anyone who has ever had to move on from heartbreak, Alwyn's journey is a powerful reminder that healing doesn't happen in the glare of the spotlight. It happens in the quiet moments, over dinner with friends, in late-night phone calls with family, in the satisfaction of a job well done. While the world watched as Taylor and Travis navigated fame, football, and love in the public eye, Alwyn focused on the things that gave his life meaning. His rare glimpses into his post-Swift world aren't just about moving on, they're about refusing to let the past define the future. He's not interested in being a footnote in someone else's story. Instead, he's writing his own, one grounded in quiet resilience, self-reflection, and a deep sense of gratitude for the people and experiences that matter most. As Taylor's new romance captured the world's imagination, Alwyn's approach offered a different kind of insight into what it means to love, lose, and move on. His message to those still obsessed with the details of his relationship with Swift was simple: the past is the past, and he's focused on what comes next. It's a reminder that not every love story needs to be lived out loud, and that sometimes the most important chapters are the ones we write for ourselves. But if you think Joe Alwyn's story is one of retreat or defeat, think again. His recent work in film and theater has been met with critical acclaim, and he's become known as an actor who brings quiet intensity and emotional depth to every role. He's built a career on his own terms, choosing projects that challenge him and collaborating with artists who share his passion for storytelling. If anything, the end of his relationship with Swift seems to have ignited a creative fire, one that burns steadily, if not always in public view. For Swift, the journey has been equally transformative. Her willingness to embrace a new kind of love, one that is joyful, open, and unapologetically shared with the world, has inspired millions. She's shown that vulnerability can be a source of strength, and that it's possible to write your own happily ever after, even when it looks nothing like the fairy tales you imagined. In the end, the stories of Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn aren't just about love and loss, they're about resilience, reinvention, and the courage to move forward. They're reminders that every ending is also a beginning, and that sometimes the most interesting stories are the ones we never expected. So whether you're a diehard Swiftie, a casual observer, or someone who's simply fascinated by the twists and turns of celebrity romance, there's something undeniably compelling about the way these two have chosen to navigate the aftermath of their love story. Taylor, with her open heart and fearless creativity; Joe, with his quiet strength and unwavering focus. In a world that demands constant updates and endless transparency, they've each found their own way to move on. And in doing so, they've given us all something to think about. The past may be behind them, but the future is wide open. And for those watching from the sidelines, the most interesting chapter may be the one that comes next.